Look at me, like. I guess I should throw on a wig. Oh. All right. Hey everyone, this is like my official live stream here on YouTube. I just wanted to share my trades, and let's see what today does. Okay, so market's already opened, but just looking at the 4-hour, looks bullish. ES and both NQ both look bullish. So I'm gonna drop down to the 30-minute and start drawing my little lines everywhere. Let's see, 3 o'clock. Okay. And marking out my session highs. So this is Asian session here. I'm looking for the highest the price reached in each of the sessions and the lowest that price reached in each of the sessions and marking that. So I'm expecting a bullish response because here in London session, London was able to take out the Asia low, but it has not come back, towards the key levels. I'm expecting sell side liquidity. So I'm expecting right now, it looks like price is doing what it's supposed to do. It's going to come out and take out the most recent high, which was over here. Let's do this. I'm going to do the same markings over here. Marking out Asia. Marking out London. And the same thing here. I'm expecting price to go down, take out this recent low, and start showing some signs that it wants to go back up. And I'm looking for a few things. I'm looking for breakup structure. I'm looking for sell side liquidity. I'm looking for a breakup structure. I'm looking for fair value gap or equilibrium. These are all on the 5-minute. 5-minute candles. And okay. if I get it, then yeah. And I've got Top Step open. I've got 12 contracts here. So we're gonna do on the micro, not the mini for now. So we keep our risk. I'm gonna try and keep my risk low. Look at news. There's PPI that took place already at 8:30. Otherwise, no other news going on. Looks like the actual results on here also indicate bullish market. So let's see. I also notice now that comparing both NASDAQ and ES here, NASDAQ has already taken out this London low, but ES hasn't. Depending on how this candle closes, this could be an SMT divergence to the upside, a bullish SMT divergence. That would indicate price wants to go up. Oh, actually, that might not be right. Hold on. No, it's not an SMT divergence because they're both low. Market is open. What did you set up with and what platform? So this is TradingView that I'm using to trade, that I'm using to look at the charts. It's completely free forever. Like even the platform that I'm using, and well, this isn't my free one, but this is a free TradingView. It's $0 for free. So you can look at price movement here. Um, if you get the free version, I think that sometimes the price will actually be delayed because if you look up here, you'll see these green dots that tells you that it's a live market. So this is the actual price versus if you're on a free version without paying for the live market, you'll have delayed price. So while price may be here, your delayed might still be back here, which can definitely skew you when you're trading. And then I'm using Top Step to trade. So if you trade with a prop firm like Top Step, then you don't need to necessarily get Trading View, because everything that I'm doing, all these markings that I drew for my setup, like prep, I can do it just as well in here. I just did it on this. And I mark out the pre-market. I have two different instruments next to each other because I trade the two together depending on what market looks like. They're kind of like twins, maybe, fraternal twins in a way. They kind of look the same in the way that they move. Um, and so I'm looking at, I look at the Asian session, the London session, and the New York session. So this is Asian session here. This is London session, and I demarcate it with these dotted lines. So this small section here between these two dotted lines, this small section, this is the pre-market. So in the pre-market, I noticed, its lowest point was over here. Maybe its highest point was here, but price has already gone down and swept out not just the pre-market low, but also the London low. So I'm expecting price to go back upward, and expecting, depending on how price moves, it's expected to hit these take profit levels here. It'll likely hit this trend line level here too. But we have to wait for confirmation that it's going to go up. And so that's what I'm waiting on. Yay. Let's see. That makes sense. It's got good momentum going downward for shorts. And you've got you have some levels down here too that you can still go for. I marked the darker liner for like the hourly draws on liquidity, and the lighter ones are for the 5-minute draws. So if it keeps going down, you have a whole bunch of draws down here to take out for sure. I was looking for an SMT divergence. I didn't really look for it on the 1 hour. Because I just don't want to scale back out to the 1 hour to look for it. But everything else that I'm using makes sense. I'm waiting for a break of structure. I'm waiting for other things to show proof that it's going to go up, because essentially this is Asian market and London market took out Asia's price. I expect price to reverse back up. And news has already taken place. So this is honestly like yesterday, except yesterday was more bearish based on market structure. So I'm expecting there to be some sort of bull move. And it may not happen now that we're in macros now. It's 9:50 Eastern, 9:52. It may not happen during macros. It may happen like after 10:30 or so Eastern time, which I'm not interested in staying in that. But I will stay till 10:30, but I won't stay and trade after 10:30 if price does not present itself within that window, because I have not slept. I worked last night and volume will not be great. So there's no point for me to like try to force a trade. Let's see, I didn't draw some draws on liquidity down here. Hit this magnet. It's definitely giving bearish. Now it has a break of structure towards the downside. You can see that. But I have no fair value gap. Let me see if there's equilibrium presenting here. Nope. No equilibrium there. Yeah, there's equilibrium honored here towards the downside on NQ. So could keep going down on NQ. But my bias is still bullish. Oh, okay. Oh, you've been on a red streak. It's the beginning of the year. I guess January is crazy. I'm trying to play it calm, cool, and collected this month. And see, I feel like December gave better setups than January did, to be honest, because when I'm thinking about what price looks like, December, I feel like we had better price action than January. It's just been kind of gross. It's a couple of weeks. There. Old me would have changed my bias here and looking at this volume and taken into shorts, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it to me. Mm-mm. Oh. Hmm. There's a lot of sit and wait right now. Mhm. I genuinely feel like price is going to come back up and take these out because I don't know what the term is, but when you have three draws, let's see, this is higher than this one, which is higher than this one, which is higher than this one. Yeah. I think it's like trend line liquidity or something. And they're not perfectly stacked. I think it's better if they're closer together, but the fact that they're here, I feel like prices at some point going to come up towards this. This is a good thing to aim for. But for now, price is still drawn towards the downside. To me, it's trying to grab as much of liquidity as it can before it reverses back to the upside. I don't think when I used equilibrium, I don't think I saw, let's see, I didn't see a tap back in. Yeah. So equilibrium has not been formed yet. Fair value gap. Even though fair value gap was formed here, it's technically invalidated. Fair value gap, even if we're looking at towards the downside, fair value gap here, it's not been tapped into. There is no fair value gap on this side. So I don't have a reason to want to go towards the downside anyways. But price looks like it's just gonna keep dropping. Ooh. Ooh. I love when it does this. Like, that's insane. I still feel no need to get in, I swear. Swear. I have no need to get into this. It makes no sense to me. It looks cool, but at this point, my experience tells me that I would just simply be chasing price. Just chasing price. And I've done that enough times to know it's not worth it. It's best to just wait. I want to have all my boxes checked off so that if the trade doesn't go in my direction, psychologically, I don't feel defeated because I met all of the criteria. Where I feel defeated is when I enter into a trade with like one squiggly of a confirmation, which is barely even there, just to give myself a reason to enter into the trade, and then and I'm chasing the price, and it's not ideal. That messes with the psychology. That makes me feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just out here gambling. So I'm definitely waiting, waiting, waiting. No need to chase. Let's see. Oh, that makes sense. Is he really? What time is he doing news? Damn it, Forex. Give us an update. I'm not good with checking Twitter to figure out when the president decides he's going to speak or not speak, but I guess that's a thing. So let me see. Either way, I still don't have an entry. Even if I'm like, okay, fine, let's flip our biases. There's not enough confirmation for me to say, yeah, just because price is moving in this direction is not enough. Just because just good momentum to the downside is not enough. Bree, you're in this trade going down. Kudos to you. You're making some bread here. But for me, it makes no sense based on my bias and based on what I'm seeing. Even if I wanted to go down, I don't have a touch into this fair value gap. Equilibrium has not been respected. Break of structure is there, but that's not enough for me to do that. So I wonder, how do we see the news? Announce war. Okay, hold on. I'm trading on Nasdaq and S&P 500. Like those are the two that I'm looking at. Those two specifically, nothing else. So obviously those carry a huge weight in the movement of the market. So if he's about to announce something, that makes sense why this movement is like this. But in a normal sense, this is not. I mean, this is still fine, but in a normal sense, the bias would still be bullish. But where are you seeing the news? Because I don't see it on Forex Factory. I guess I could check Twitter, because apparently that's where we get our news now. I just never do. That's crazy. Let's see. Oh, it says stay tuned. We'll be live again shortly. Again? Oh, hold on. What's today? Today's the 14th. See, I'm not good with the fundamental stuff. Like people are gonna wait to trade? Is that what you're saying? People are going to wait to trade because of what he might say. That's fair. He is instrumental in moving the market based on the words that he uses. So usually, if he's speaking, or okay, if it's a scheduled speech or a scheduled address, you'll see it in here anyways. I've usually seen it as as an orange folder. I don't think I've seen him as a red folder, but I'm probably wrong. I've seen him as an orange folder, and I've kind of watched in an orange folder um, with him specifically. But it's not being updated on here. but I do see something pending on Google. Just crazy. And it's okay to sit on our hands too. Um, that's what I'm learning too. If trades don't present itself, it's fine. I find that the people who are really, I'm learning, the people who've become way more successful with trading actually don't trade as much. They don't trade as much. They probably trade once or twice a week, if that. And they're looking for A plus setups because I think obviously they're using more money to trade, so they're more cautious about how they enter into the market, which I think is fair. Okay. We're at the 10:06 mark, so still have some time. All I'm thinking about is going to bed. I'm not gonna lie, I'm ready to sleep. Hey Mary, what's going on? They said Trump wants to say something crazy, so market may not be in our favor today. We shall see. Mhm. Okay, cool. Let's see. We have until 10:30 or 9:30 Central for us to figure out if price is gonna give us bullish confirmation. Just waiting. Okay. Thank you. I think is price trying to rally? I'm not getting my hopes up. Give me a second. I got breakfast. Okay. It's a lot of waiting. Yeah, I may not actually take a trade today. Oh, oh. What is happening? That kind of candle freaks me out. Is he speaking? Is it positive? What just happened? Holy moly. That freaked me out. I don't see anything yet. Let me go on Forex. Wow. That was low-key scary. Okay. If price really wants to go bullish, it's certainly signaling like it wants to. It's got that big move to the upside, which is nice. It's taken out all these levels of liquidity drawn. It's taken out these big hourly ones on NQ that were drawn. Looks like it's trying to go up, which is cool. Um, but I need it to show break of structure, meaning that it's confirming it wants to go up. We want it to close above this level here on ES, and on NQ we want it to close on this level. If the candle actually closes, not just the wick closes above, that gives us good confirmation that yeah, we are wanting to go up, and then we can start looking for additional confirmations before we take our entry. Let me draw a line. So basically I'm looking for price to close here. And I'm gonna, oh, that's ugly. I don't know what color to give it. Orange, sure. Price closes above that orange line. Oh Lord. Yeah, that move was scary. If you were in a bearish, oh Brittany, I hope you're out. I hope you're out. I hope you got out with this candle. I hope you got out with this candle, because that would have made sense to get out. Being that this candle closed higher than this suggested it was going to keep going up. So I hope you got out at this candle. I don't know. We've got 7 more seconds on the, let's see. Now, do both charts need to do that? Like close on both? No, not necessarily. Oh, it closed. Oh, snap. So break of structure is present. Now I'm looking for a fair value gap. If I get a fair value gap or equilibrium towards the upside, I'm taking buys up. So let's see. Because one thing that it did do was close above. Well, this did not close above it, but this did. ES closed. So again, this is why I like looking at both of these charts specifically. They mirror each other. So what one does not do, if the other does, you can use that as a confirmation still for the two. Instead of like, well, they both didn't do it, so I don't know. Technically, they still follow each other at some point. So even if ES doesn't do it yet, but NQ does, it's still a signal that we're still probably moving in the bullish direction. So let's see how this candle closes before we can draw a fair value gap and then look for entries. So if you're seeing this like for the first time, while this candle is still forming, what I do every morning when I come in is I look on Forex Factor and I look for news. And I look specifically for red folder news. Red folder happened at 8:30, market opened at 9:30. So this already took place, so that's good. If this took place at 9:50, I wouldn't trade until the news came and went before entering into the market so that you want something leveled. And then I mark each session because when I'm trading futures, you're looking at Asian session, London session, pre-market, and New York. And I trade New York every day if the market presents itself. And I'm marking Asian and London, even though I don't trade it. I'm looking like from an analytical standpoint to see what price did overnight. How did price manipulate? Where did it move? What is it looking to target? What is its daily bias? And so Asia market usually does nothing. It's kind of a consolidation period, though this is not consolidation, it's just on its own. London, however, manipulated this Asia low. And we call it manipulate. I don't know why it's called manipulation, but basically I call it taking out. London came and had a lower price than this Asian price because I draw this red line is Asia lowest price. And so London came and took this price out and made an even lower mark. And then when we go into the pre-market, the idea is that if London has taken out this price, and London is known to be the manipulation period um, for the markets, then I'm expecting price to go back upward, to rally up. If London had taken out Asia highs, then I'm expecting at some point within the pre-market or the New York market for price to start going down. So in this case, it took out the Asian low, so I'm expecting price to go up. And market opens at 9:30, but instead of entering in on 9:30 direct, it's best to wait for the market to level out because it's I think of it like it's just waking up. It needs time to figure out where it is and do its little thing, get into its routine before it can really show you what it wants to do. Sometimes people consider that to be the pre-market, but really when market opens and you have huge candles and there's so much volatility, it's the market kind of getting adjusted. So now, after, depending on your strategy, for me, it's by 9:50, that's when I start to look for actual entry. I start to look for confirmation and start to look for where price really wants to go. So now it's 10:18 and price is now showing that it looks like it wants to go bullish, which makes sense with our overall picture before the market started. That was my bias. So let's see how that holds. I'm just waiting for the candle to close. We got 35, 34 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Not market, price has closed. Let's do it. That's my fair value gap. Here's my fair value gap right here. And so now the candle is entered into the space, which is lovely. My strategy is for this candle to close out of the space. The idea is that price is going to acknowledge that there's a gap here because price is what is this? Did I not draw this right? No, I did not draw this right. Yeah. Price is acknowledging that, hey, there is a gap that needs to be filled. Price never just moves on its own without first filling its gaps because doesn't matter why. You can just create your own reason. But because of that, you always have to make sure that fair value gap is drawn appropriately and the price enters into that space and closes out of that space before going in. If the candle goes all the way, I don't know how to draw. If the candle goes all the way down this way and closes, meaning the full body closes out of this, then this fair value gap is no longer valid. That means this is not an actual imbalance. But if the candle goes in, even if it stays in, that's fine. And if the next candle goes out and closes out of it, then that's fine. That respects the gap. It says that it acknowledges there's a gap there and continues in its direction, which is what we want. So let's see how this candle closes. If this candle closes bullish, then I will take, I will enter the trade. At this point, sometimes it doesn't really matter. I'm more comfortable entering into this trade because I see this draw here. ES is a more somber, comfortable is a bad word. It's a more like easygoing instrument. It's not as volatile as NQ. NQ can rip and it moves so fast. You can be out of a trade before you even entered. It's so wild. Even though they move in the same direction, NQ kind of is like the wild child. It takes some time to get there. It's a little finicky, more volatile. But ES is a little bit more control when it moves. So if this closes above, then I might use that as a reason to get in. NQ is also doing fine here too. So. And what's interesting here is that NQ is really close to this key level. So sometimes when price is moving towards a key level, because the key levels, these levels are so strong, these Asian session highs and low, London session highs and lows, they're so strong that price might just dance around this for a little while too, which can be frustrating to watch. But at least if this price closes out well enough from here, there's still some gap between, this candle being formed and this key level being reached compared to this. So sometimes when I calculate the distance between the fair value gap or my entry to a key level, this one gives me a bigger, let's say, return on investment, so to speak, than NQ. That's another reason why I would enter into ES here. Let's see, we can draw equilibrium. Let's see, equilibrium just shows that if price wants to move into a discounted space, it's the same thing as fair value gap. If it wants to enter into the space before going back up, it can. It's just another confirmation that gives you the confidence to enter into a trade. Let's see, for this one, it hasn't done it. NQ looks like it's closing out. I would still wait for ES to close out of this. We have 5 minutes before macros. And see, the candles will start to change shape. At first, the candles look nice, long, huge, voluminous. If I had the volume indicator down here, I guess it would show how much volume each of these candles had. By the time you pass that 10:30 mark and you start entering into like 10:45, 11 o'clock, all of a sudden, what took 2 seconds for these candles to form a price pattern or, a candle pattern is going to start taking a lot longer because now the volume starts to slow down. So if it could take you 5 minutes to hit your, take profit, or your stop loss, it'll take you like 30 minutes to do the same. So just looking at candle patterns here, looking at NQ specifically, I like that this candle, sort of a doji candle, is what it's called when it has a long wick at the bottom and a long wick at the top, and it just has this. Is it a doji? A great? No, it's not a graveyard. I think it's a doji. This candle typically signifies that there's going to be a bullish move at some point. Typically, anytime I've seen it, usually the next candle or the next candle after that following gives you a bullish response. But either way, even if you weren't looking at candle patterns or interpreting what a candle looks like, you're still waiting for price to close out of this fair value gap to give you confirmation that we're still moving bullish. Because we've had the sell side liquidity where price took out previous level that was done. We've had break of structure where price has now shown it wants to be bullish. That was done. Now we're waiting on the fair value gap or equilibrium. Fair value gap is what's been formed first. So that's what we're going to look at first to see if that will be respected. We're still in the gray area right now. It's still not giving us full, confirmation on that. But if and when we get that, then I'm entering into the trade. Oh boy, that's a big candle going down. If it closes underneath this fair value gap, it would invalidate it, and it might also invalidate this equilibrium too. We're winding down, 9 seconds left. This on the ES, it looks like it wants to invalidate this fair value gap here. Yep. So we can remove that. And then in the same respect, if it wants to keep going down bearish, then it has touched into this fair value, into this equilibrium space here, and you can take price downward. But again, my bias was bullish. Let's see. Even if your bias was bearish here, fair value gap formed, kiss candle closed outside of it, that would have invalidated it. So price action may not be the greatest. And I think Brittany said that. What did she say? Yeah, price action may just not be the best. So I'm ending it here because it's already 10:30, and I'm not getting I was seeing a setup, but not anymore. And you can stay in, but market will kind of start to move a little bit slower after this, and so it's not worth it for me. Also, I just need to sleep. Um, but yeah, thank you guys for chiming in. I really appreciate it. Um, we'll see what tomorrow holds. Thank y'all. Bye.